Are you ready for the best in Sooner football recruiting news? Then it's time to get locked in with Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up.
Whether you're a recruiting doomer or sunshine pumper, text the guys on the First Liberty Bank text line at 405-651-3439. And call your shot on the Riverwind Casino jackpot line at 405-329-9000.
Do it! Just do it!
Now, with Locked In, here's Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
In the infamous words of Kawhi Leonard, what it do, baby?
Hey, yo, what's going on?
How we feeling today, Mr. Singleton?
I'm not going to lie, I'm running around like a chicken without a head. I just got done 90 seconds ago interviewing people for my SMU show. So I ran from that back office into here. I've probably been sitting in this chair for about 20 seconds.
Shoot, man. Busy life.
Yeah, man. But it's good. Can't complain.
How's Locked On SMU going?
It's good. Got to interview one of their players for the show last week, the first time we've done it.
Oh, nice.
Interviewed another one today. Just got off the phone with their director of recruiting operations. So
look at you.
Hey, we're trying.
Got the high-level connections down there on the hilltop.
We are trying. No, I'm glad. I'm glad they're allowing me to do that. That's a lot of fun. I see you guys were talking about Lane Kiffin and avocado toast.
Yes, I'm not sure. Oh, because we were drawing the parallel between Lane Kiffin and Lincoln Riley. That's why we were talking about Lane Kiffin and avocado toast. That's how those two conversations wound up getting smushed together into one.
Do you like avocado toast? I know you don't like Lane Kiffin, but do you like you like avocado toast?
I have never eaten avocado toast. Don't really have a desire to try it.
Nah, man, you got to try that.
It's guacamole on toast.
Yeah.
Guacamole doesn't belong on toast.
Yeah, get you some sourdough bread, and then get you some avocado, season it up a little bit, put some salt and pepper on that thing or some all seasoning or whatever.
Okay.
And eat it, man. It's
and
solid.
That's it, just avocado on the
okay,
toast?
so my breakfast this morning was avocado toast.
Oh, so you actually had avocado toast this morning?
No, I eat avocado toast, yes.
Frequently?
Yes. Yes, so my breakfast this morning was avocado toast. It was 4 eggs and a mixture of mixed berries.
All right, folks, we determined Grayson Singleton is a pansy liberal on this show. Not bad for being 2 minutes into our Tuesday installment. Chris from Knoxville says, text line about to attack Grayson. LOL. Yep, I'm just going to sit back and watch the fireworks. 405-651-3439. That is the First Liberty Bank text line if you want to chime in throughout the show. And also, I need to remind you before we go any further that the show is brought to you today and every day by Dorsey Jones GMC in El Reno. Family-owned and operated, GMC offers some of the most reliable trucks and SUVs on the road today. Many of the employees out there at Dorsey Jones have been there for 20-plus years. So you know those folks are experienced and passionate about the work they're doing, getting you behind the wheel of a brand-new GMC. So head out to El Reno, check out Dorsey Jones if you are in the market for a brand new vehicle. Mr. Singleton, what's fresh on your mind this Tuesday?
What is fresh on my mind today? Well, this Trenton Blaylock thing has certainly caught my eye with Oklahoma coming down here. I will say, I read an article. I don't know if you wanted to get to this at all today, but if not, I'm just going to hijack the show.
Oh, boy, here we go.
I read the article from Chad Simmons.
Yeah,
on,
okay,
so we're in the same space here. So I've got a couple of questions here. The first is, how the hell did Oklahoma do this? Like, that's impressive work very quickly. And with the fact that they're trending well for Bryce Williams and have seemed to make up a little bit of ground. And Trenton Blaylock is going to OV. We know that. Could end up with the Sooners. My second question of that is, what does this say about the Gabe Osborne?
And that's the million-dollar question. By the way, anyone that supports Grayson's views on avocado toast is getting marked as a liberal on the text line.
When did avocado toast, why did that become synonymous with left-leaning politics?
Genuinely because of Lincoln Riley.
Is that all?
Yes. Lincoln Riley
gotcha.
is out in Cali. They love their avocado toast out there, so anyone who loves avocado toast is thus a liberal.
Gotcha.
It's been, how long has Riley been gone? 4.5 years?
4.5 years,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's been a meme on Steely and I's show for about 4.5
See,
years.
I didn't know that. All I ever viewed avocado toast as, well, damn, it's healthy for you.
Yeah, and it is healthy.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing you can say about the humble avocado to indicate otherwise. It is a healthy food. There is no question. But, so take you guys behind the paywall for a second because it was reported by Rivals Director of Recruiting Chad Simmons earlier today that Oklahoma is surging in the recruitment of 4-star cornerback Bryce Williams from down in the southeast state of Florida. And the reason why this is notable, and by the way, if you want access to everything from the On3 library, if you will, the work of Chad Simmons, of Steve Wiltfong, and of all my fine colleagues at Sooner Scoop, you can go to Soonerscoop.com to get a subscription, and that will get you access to the entire On3 network. But the reason why this is notable is because it wasn't really expected, Grayson. And the reason it wasn't expected was, there are two reasons. First, Nebraska has kind of been in the driver's seat in the Bryce Williams recruitment for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
And so the thought was Oklahoma's not going to be able to make much of a run here. Credit to Lamar Morgan, whose relationship goes back to the Michigan days with that kid, because Lamar Morgan has gone above and beyond expectations to even get that kid lined up for an OV to Oklahoma. But also, Trenton Blaylock is going to OV to Oklahoma next month. And I think OU has the edge. It's not an insurmountable edge, but I think Oklahoma has the edge with Trenton Blaylock. And then you have the Gabe Osborne factor. And 5 cornerbacks in a single class is a lot. I'm not sure whether that's even really feasible for Oklahoma. 4 is the number that they would like to take. And so the thought for a while now has been, really ever since Juju Johnson committed to UCLA, and that was officially off the table, even though things had kind of been trending in that direction for a while. You have Michael Davis committed. You have Mikael McCreary committed. You get Trenton Blaylock. You get Gabe Osborne, and that's that. But now that Oklahoma has an official visit set with another blue-chip cornerback, I tend to think, Grayson, that there is at least a more modest sense of confidence, a more muted sense of confidence in where things stand with Gabe Osborne on the Oklahoma side. That's my interpretation of where things, and like we've talked about this for a few weeks now, it's just kind of become stagnant between Oklahoma and Osborne. And that in itself is not inherently negative. It's not positive, it's not negative, it's just kind of a thing. Oklahoma isn't really going anywhere, upwards or downwards, in Osborne's recruitment. They are considered the favorite. They have been considered the favorite. But it doesn't feel like the Sooners are any closer to landing Osborne's commitment than they were in January. And so 3 going on 4 months of just stagnation in that process. Since that time, he's visited Miami. He's visited Ohio State. He's visited Alabama. Each of those schools have sent coaches out to meet with him during the contact period. And all of a sudden, here comes Oklahoma making a run at another blue-chip corner. To be clear here, Trenton Blaylock's a take all day. Lamar Morgan is going back down to the Houston area later this week to meet again with Trenton Blaylock. It'll be the second time he's been down there during the contact period. And so, if this is not an indication of diminished confidence in Trenton Blaylock, and there's absolutely nothing that would suggest it would be, then what that would indicate to the unbiased observer is that Oklahoma is less confident than they once were that Gabe Osborne is going to be part of this class. And I think that's just kind of the understanding that you have to carry right now about the Osborne process. That's not to say that Oklahoma's out of it. That's not to say they aren't going to land him. But the possibility is becoming very real that he winds up elsewhere.
And I don't think you and I have said that in those blunt of terms.
Yeah.
But we've kind of hinted toward it. And we have a very smart listenership here that you could kind of 2 + 2 = 4. Sometimes, not that it's a done deal. Now, when it pertains to Bryce Williams, though, Do you think there's actually a realistic chance Oklahoma pulls this off and gets Bryce Williams away from Nebraska and to Norman?
It would be surprising, but I think the only reason it would be surprising is because we haven't really experienced Lamar Morgan's recruiting prowess at Oklahoma to date.
Sure.
If you rewind to his time at Michigan, though, that dude could recruit. And so maybe that's the first big statement that Lamar Morgan makes as a recruiter at Oklahoma, is to land Bryce Williams when everybody and their grandma thought he was signed, sealed, and delivered to Nebraska, and that Oklahoma wouldn't even be able to work their way onto the OVC.
And Oklahoma wasn't even in the picture at that point either.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it would still be surprising just because it is rare these days to see guys get a late offer from any school and commit after their official visit, especially when that official visit is their only visit to campus before making that decision. It does happen, though. We see it every year. Maybe not as frequently as we used to, and maybe not under the same set of circumstances, but we saw it last year, for instance, with Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson was a guy that was one and done for Oklahoma. Took the OV, shut it down, committed. And that was that. You go back a couple cycles, some other examples of this phenomenon. I mean, James Nesta. James Nesta was a guy that was pretty far down the road with several other schools. Oklahoma offered, got him on campus for an OV. That was that. He committed to OU. And so there's certainly precedent for that phenomenon. There's not really precedent for understanding just how capable Lamar Morgan is of landing a guy under these circumstances. And so, yeah, I think it would come off as surprising, but I also think if you were to look back at Morgan's history as a recruiter from his time at Michigan, then it would be less surprising.
Mm-hmm.
The average Oklahoma fan, though, isn't really cognizant of that. They didn't really stay apprised of his efforts while on the Michigan staff.
And no reason to.
Exactly. There's no reason to. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you're not paying attention to what some random cornerbacks coach in the Big Ten is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could have known at this time last year that Lamar Morgan was going to be in his present occupation at the University of Oklahoma. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. It's especially going to be interesting because Gabe Osborne feels like the guy that, alongside Cooper Hackett and Caden Penny, has been elevated to gotta-have territory among in-state targets. And Oklahoma got Hackett, they got Penny. Those guys have been on board for 8 months now. And with as long as and as hard as Oklahoma's been chasing after Osborne, it's going to suck if he doesn't wind up a Sooner. But the consolation prize is Bryce Williams. That's hardly a consolation prize, man. That dude's a really good football player.
He is a good football player. And you'll likely get him for not as much money as you would have had to fork over for Gabe Osborne. So, no, I think it can end up working out, but it's a curious set of circumstances which led to that point, because remember last week when we brought Bryce Williams up and the other corner that Oklahoma offered on that same day, we were thinking, okay, this might be a play to try to get Trenton Blaylock to make up his mind, and nevertheless, it ends up being, oh, wait, we might actually want this dude because Gabe Osborne may not be here. It's an interesting twist in how certain things you can intend for them to be one thing and just putting feelers out to, oh, yeah, we might actually need this guy as a necessity and not as a luxury.
And would Oklahoma take all three? Could they get all three? See, that question's going to get asked at some point.
Would it even be smart to take all three?
Yeah, and I feel like that question is kind of irrelevant because I don't see a world where Oklahoma lands all three. I mean, that's a pipe dream. Technically, theoretically possible, not something that anybody should count on. But if you did find a way to land all three, I don't think that would be the biggest of issues. You could easily tell McKill McCreary, hey, you're going to play safety, or heck, man, you could, and I don't know about moving Gabe Osborne because I think he's the highest ceiling cornerback prospect of that
you don't want to move
projected
him.
bunch.
No.
But, you could tell one of those cornerbacks, hey, we're going to try you at Cheetah, for instance, or we're going to slide you back to safety. Like, you can figure that out. You can certainly figure that out. On the text line, 405-651-3439. A 740 listener says, first time I had avocado toast was on the beach in Oahu. I never felt like buying a Prius more than I did in that moment. Countered it with a barbecue lunch.
That's funny.
There we go.
Somebody also said avocado toast is what people eat to make them feel like they have protein. I did. There were the eggs with the cheese in it. I still had like a 35-gram protein breakfast.
Oh, so you're like not carb counting, but like protein counting.
Oh, I track my calories.
Oh, man.
Like, I have an app where I put in everything that I eat. I track my calories. Like, my Apple Watch tracks how much I burn and everything. Oh, yeah.
No wonder this guy gets more out of his workouts than I do. It's next level devotion right there. I just don't have that in me, man. I like snacks too much.
Oh, jeez.
I like snacks a little bit too much.
No,
Big
I
Chris,
didn't. Hey, I didn't say if I'm trying to stay in a deficit or a surplus, though. Like,
so which one are you trying to stay in?
Surplus right now. I just got done cutting. Now I'm doing a lean bulk.
Big Chris says, hi, love avocado toast, and I'm a hardcore conservative, so leave him alone about avocado toast. You don't sound like a conservative to me, Big Chris. Outlaw Devil said avocado toast with a sunny side egg on top and a drizzle of pesto is next level.
Ooh, the pesto. Yes, sir.
And I'm no liberal. More libertarian.
Hey, the pesto makes it good. I didn't do that this morning, but it makes it good. 3-star Colin Claremore said, today I found out that Grayson is black and liberal.
Bob from Cement added, Grayson, you have a roid dealer for me?
If I was on roids and I still looked like this, somebody would have sold me some crappy roids.
That's true. It's a natural physique right there. Sculpted by creatine and avocado toast.
Come on now.
405-651-3439. That's how you get in touch with us on the First Liberty Bank text line. Much more ahead here on Locked In. This is The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Stay with us.
Locked In is brought to you every day by Dorsey Jones GMC in El Reno. Dorsey Jones GMC is family-owned and operated with a knowledgeable, low-pressure sales staff here to help you through the buying process and half-price oil changes on Saturdays. Visit dorsey-jonesgmc.com for more information.
Motorcycle riders face extra dangers on the road because of distracted drivers. Each year, thousands of lives are forever changed by tragic crashes, leaving families to pick up the pieces.
We understand the emotional toll these crashes cause. Insurance companies don't. At McIntyre Law, we're here to level the playing field.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a motorcycle crash, call us at 405-777-7000. We are McIntyre Law, protecting Oklahoma riders one case at a time.
Oklahoma, safety starts with you.
If you see something, say something with the free and anonymous Protect OK app. Whether it's a threat to one of our schools, a public safety concern, or a disturbing post on social media, your tip can help prevent crime and keep our schools and communities safe.
Download Protect OK today because protecting Oklahoma is everyone's responsibility. Available free on the Apple App Store and Google Play. Funded by the Oklahoma Office of Homeland Security.
Feeling stuck in your current home? Now is the best time to make a move. Home Creations is making home ownership more affordable with low interest rate opportunities and special financing. Don't wait. Live like a champion today. Call Holly at 405-364-9999 to find your dream home.
364-9999 means Home Creations.
Hey guys, it's Tory. Have you been involved in an auto accident? If so, it's time to contact the OKC Car Crash Clinic of Dr. Martin Lopez. He's a board-certified and fellowship MD with unparalleled training and experience. Dr. Lopez works with a great team of healthcare professionals and attorneys to help you achieve the best physical and financial recovery. Contact Dr. Lopez at 405-86-CRASH or at okccrash.com. Don't forget to listen every week to the Dory Noka Show for the Impact Player of the Game, brought to you by Dr. Martin Lopez.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months.
and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. We're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Do you like to stand out in a crowd while wearing the best in OU apparel? The Jimmy Austin Pro Shop carries the best brands you can wear to work or even dress up events. Lines such as Lululemon, Travis Mathew, FootJoy, Greg Norman, Grayson, or Turtleson with the OU and Jimmy Austin logo are sure to catch everyone's eye. You don't have to be a golfer to shop at Jimmy Austin. They also do corporate special orders for you and your company. Call them today, 405-325-6716, or visit theougolfclub.com for more information.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
Locked in, rolling along here on a Tuesday. It's The Ref, the Oklahoma Center fans. Quick update on a guy that had been an Oklahoma target for a while. A guy that picked up an offer last June, had visited campus on a couple of different occasions, and was at one time scheduled for an Oklahoma OV, but is no longer. That would be Trey Britton out of Belleville, Michigan, 3-star wide receiver. He has replaced his Oklahoma official visit with a Miami official visit. So it's going to be Miami, Michigan, or Missouri, a school that begins with the letter M, one way or another, for Trey Britton out of Belleville. So Oklahoma is out of contention there, which is probably for the best because that can put to rest the debate about, well, he ain't tall enough anyway, which is something that had been said a lot with regard to Trey Britton. And size doesn't seem to be a serious priority for Oklahoma in recruiting the wide receiver position.
I thought you were about to say size doesn't matter.
I was not about to say that.
Okay.
We don't need to go there.
Okay.
I have no doubt that the text line will, now that you put that in their heads. But, no, in all seriousness, I mean, what do you think of that? Because I have said on several occasions, I don't really see the issue with it. I know everybody – I shouldn't say everybody. I know there are many that like to have – 6-foot-plus wide receivers here and there and everywhere in a wide receiver room. But as I look at the current composition of Oklahoma's receiver room, I don't mind them going for those like late 2010s Alabama type receivers. Yeah. Guys that are 5'10", 5'11", can run like the wind and just create mismatches.
Yeah, but also look at it from this perspective too. Like Damari DeJearn is 5'11", right? Trayvon Hall is 6 foot, listed on Rivals at 6 foot. It's not like they're recruiting and getting commitments from vertically challenged people.
Yes,
okay.
And that is the key distinction.
Like they're not 5'4", okay? Like if they were 5'4", that I would understand where people were coming from. Not to mention these kids are probably still growing. Mm-hmm. So there's also that to keep in mind too. But if you look at where Oklahoma's wide receiver room is right now, I have taller than 6 foot Parker Livingston, taller than 6 foot Manny Choice, taller than 6 foot Elijah Thomas, and Jaden Petit, and Daniel Odom, and there's probably another one I'm missing.
ZZ, come on.
Well, yeah, ZZ Okafaleze as well. You get the point. Yeah. They've checked that box off to the nth degree. So if I don't mind having guys like that can play the slot and, be quickness mismatches for opposing defensive backs and opposing defenses as well. I've got no problem with this.
Off the dome, I could be wrong. I would have to fact check myself here. But I believe the shortest wide receiver on Oklahoma's roster is Jacob Jordan at 5'9". The second shortest wide receiver on Oklahoma's roster is the guy that led the team in receiving last year, in Isaiah Satania. So, Color me unworried. And again, we're not talking about, i.e., the 2024 recruiting cycle where Oklahoma signed K.J. Daniels and Zion Reagans, who were each in the neighborhood of about 5'8" and 150.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about that here. Graydon Howell, Damari DeJean, Trayvon Hall, those guys aren't trees, but they aren't elves either.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, but as it pertains to Trey Britton, I see a really good football player that Oklahoma, if they used him right, could have gotten some really cool juice out of.
I liked Trey Britton.
And by the way, I mean, how tall was Britton Thompson?
5'9".
He did pretty well for himself at Mississippi State. So you look at even a guy like Malachi Toney over at Miami. You can succeed at wide receiver without being 6'2".
You can. It helps if you're an absolute rocket like Brennan Thompson is.
This
certainly.
is true.
Trey Britton wasn't quite that type of dude, but the reason I liked him and liked his game was because, man, he's just one of those guys that's unafraid to work over the middle and is going to do the dirty work in the slot. And this is not and was never the player comp, but like Drake Stoops adjacent in the sense that he does all the stuff that somebody's got to do, and you got to be a real tough-nosed son of a gun to do it.
Yeah.
And that was Trey Britton to me, which is why I thought he had a place in this Oklahoma class if things had come to fruition. But they did not, they have not, and so it's going to be Miami, Michigan, or Missouri for Trey Britton. Glenn from Nashville says, wasn't Marvin Mims under 6 feet? Dude is collecting a big check every Sunday from the Broncos. He's listed at 6 feet. That might be a little bit generous. But, yeah, similarly, we're not talking about a dude at 5'7", 5'8". Can you make that work in the SEC? I mean, you got to be a different type of creature.
Yeah.
If you're going to be 5'8" and play at a high level in the SEC. But there's still plenty of room. There will always be room for a guy who's 5'11" and has got some burners to be able to make some noise at a place like Oklahoma. Recruiting Boomer says UCLA is coming for DeJean, and it sucks. I mean, look, Recruiting Boomer, UCLA's got money. They got a guy in Bob Chesney that they're comfortable spending for now. You can't discount them, and that's probably something you're going to have to sweat till signing day with Damari DeJean. It just is. But for the time being, he's still committed to Oklahoma, and I mean, from where I stand, I'm less worried about DeJean than I am about Trayvon Hall. And I get that sense coming from the OU side as well. They're less worried about DeJean than they are about retaining Trayvon Hall. But Emmett Jones is going to be back down there in Tuscaloosa later this week to check in with Hall. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if there are any ultimata that are issued. But going back to the 2026 cycle, and something that we mentioned a lot because we had to throughout last July and August in particular. At the University of Oklahoma, you're never going to be up a creek at wide receiver. You're never going to run out of uncommitted guys, talented uncommitted guys that want to come play wide receiver at Oklahoma.
No doubt.
580 Trey says, this reminds me of Leach wanting to get a midget they could throw over the goal line. That was a thing.
I forgot about that one.
Recruiting Boomer also asked, so has the panic meter increased since I asked about Jamison Roberts last week? Not really. You can't discount Ohio State and Georgia because, well, they're Ohio State and Georgia. You want to make sure you give adequate recognition to their presence in a given recruitment, but there's no concern right now that Jamison Roberts is going to switch up on them. None whatsoever. He has said and done all the right things. There's a high level of trust there. Oklahoma ain't worried. Back to avocado toast.
Okay.
Big Mike Boganowski hit us up and said, I like to make my avocado toast a bit more masculine by throwing strips of bacon on there. I can get down with that.
I can too. I will say though, this is a very interesting societal discussion. No, humor me here for a second, because everybody knows bacon has hardly any nutritional benefit to it whatsoever. Why are certain things more masculine because that also correlate to being unhealthy? You know what I'm saying? I wonder how we got to that point.
Nebraska's real red-blooded American men eat a lot of bacon and drink a lot of beer. No, I wanted the same thing, especially because, I don't drink. And so I can't tell you how many times over the years, well, you must not be a real man if you're not willing to throw back a beer or two. Where's the correlation? Show me the correlation.
Yeah. Especially because beer is full of estrogens. I don't know. That's just always been an interesting think piece for me, how that got started. Society is society. What can you do? You just got to do your best to live and thrive within it. A 405 listener on the topic of Bryce Williams says, no offense to Parker as a native Nebraskan, none taken, but OU should be able to get 90% of the recruits that come down to OU or NU. It's interesting you say that because Oklahoma has actually lost the majority of OU-Nebraska battles over the last 5 cycles, let's say. I mean, think about it. Who falls in that category? Cade Petchak, Grant Bricks, Cortez Mills, Malachi Coleman, even though OU kind of backed off at the end. There are at least a couple others, but those are the ones that come readily to mind, the real important ones that come readily to mind. Mm-hmm. So that it's not all that frequent these days that we see Oklahoma and Nebraska recruiting battles. It's kind of cool that we have one now, brewing with Bryce Williams. Odd that it's with a Florida kid, but I guess that was the last one we had with Cortez Mills from Homestead was OU Nebraska. Let me ask you this. As somebody who's never set foot in the state of Nebraska and has grown up with Nebraska being pretty putrid at football, what's the allure of the University of Nebraska?
Their facilities are unbelievable.
Okay.
It doesn't get talked about because they have sucked for a long time. Mm-hmm. But they and Oregon have kind of set the standard in college football for facilities. Texas Tech is up there now as well.
Okay. But got it.
They have absolute top-of-the-line facilities. The history is another thing. I know that doesn't hold up for a lot of 17-year-olds these days, but you do have national championship trophies and dates on the stadium that you can point to.
Yeah.
But more than anything, man, I think what they leverage is that they have perhaps the most loyal fan base in the entire country. And that is true. That is indisputable. I don't know if there's a more loyal fan base out there than Nebraska football fans. Because I will keep it a buck here. If Oklahoma was nowhere close to championship contention for a decade straight, well, shoot, closer to 2 decades now, the way Nebraska has been, that building, just a couple miles from where we sit right now, it would not be full every Saturday. It would not. People would be tapped out. They'd be done. They'd say, no, give me a product that's worth coming out for before I spend any more money. Yep. And that's not only the case at Oklahoma. That would be the case at 99% of institutions across the country. It is not the case at Nebraska. Those people continue showing up in droves, 90,000 strong, every single Saturday.
Which is curious to me because usually the process of how that goes is if your product's not good, then we ain't coming. Mm-hmm. I mean, just look at what Oklahoma State had in attendance last year when that product absolutely sucked. I mean, it's interesting. Like, is it because there's no professional teams and there's not a whole lot to divert your attention in the state of Nebraska?
That helps, certainly. I don't think any of my Nebraskan kin and brethren would admit to that, but it certainly does help that there's really no major entertainment alternative.
Because I mean, let's be real for a second. Like, what else is there to do in Nebraska? Again, asking as somebody who's never set foot in the state.
If you're trying to watch high-level sports, not a whole heck of a lot. Nebraska has, I guess they have Creighton, which Creighton basketball games were fun. Growing up, I went to a lot of Creighton basketball games.
Okay.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
And that was even before they were really, really good.
So this is pre-Doug McBuckets here.
Yes. That was the Dana Altman era before he took the Oregon job. He was at Creighton for 17 years.
Interesting.
But you have Creighton basketball games, and then you have Omaha Storm Chasers baseball, the AAA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. And neither of those things comes close to touching the Leviathan that is Nebraska football in the Cornhusker State. So I mean, it's a religion. It's a way of life for those people, and it always will be. No matter how much that program sucks, no matter how many times they have embarrassing non-conference losses to the Northern Illinois and Georgia Southerns of the world, those people, man, like they live in the shadow of the glory days of the Tom Osborne era, and they will never come out from under it. And that will always keep them coming back.
Now, here's an interesting text from one-star Eric the Mets fan, who is from the state of Nebraska, at least according to his area code.
Okay.
Let's see about Nebraska once the Boomers are gone.
I don't think that's going to have much of an impact, Eric.
See, and I don't either, but it's also because that's a very isolated product with not a lot around it. Because I'll tell you this, I hang out with a lot of next-generation OU fans as well. While the passion is still there, it is a different kind of fandom. OU people my age and OU people that make up the bulk of our listenership. I have learned that. So that's what that made me think of, is like, okay, what do these fan bases that haven't won national championships in a generation, what does the fandom start to look like when we go on, let's just say, 10 more years? I think that would be curious.
Outlaw Devil says the prime example of how devoted Nebraska fans are is the number of people that went to a volleyball game at the football stadium and sold it out.
Yeah, that happened. That's a good point. That did happen.
And anybody that was in or around Oklahoma City during March Madness this year, you saw what Nebraska fans are capable of and what they take great pride in.
Which I did not think they were like that for basketball.
Well, they've had no reason to be historically.
Well, sure. But, I mean, they also haven't had a reason to be like that for football either for the last quarter century plus.
But they once did.
They once did. Correct.
With basketball, they have never. So I think that was, even as somebody that grew up in the state, that was kind of eye-opening for me. Like, if they got a team that's legit, if they got a team that's a contender, doesn't matter what sport they play, man. Those folks will travel to watch it. 405-651-3439 is the First Liberty Bank text line. That's where you can touch base with us as we wrap up the show coming up next here on Locked In. One final segment to go. Keep it right here on The Ref, the home of Sooner fans.
Dusty Dvorak here. You're listening to The Ref, the home of Sooner fans.
The Westwood Family Aquatic Center is the ultimate summer staycation destination. At Westwood, you can enjoy water slides, diving boards, swim lessons, and much more. Our captivating toddler area and splash pad ensure that the entire family can have a great time. Join us for our 21-plus adult nights, glow nights, member appreciation events, and other special occasions for an evening of entertainment and relaxation. Season passes are available for unlimited fun, and pass holders receive additional benefits. Visit westwoodpool.com now for more information and to purchase your passes.
Winning in business means having the right teammate. Stride Bank's commercial banking experts are here with treasury management, lending, and cash flow solutions designed to help your business score big. From local startups to established enterprises, we've got the tools and expertise you need. Visit stridebank.com. Stride Bank, member FDIC. Stride Bank on your team since 1913 with Oklahoma roots and nationwide reach.
The declaration of deals continues at Lander CDJR of Norman. Take $15,000 off of MSRP and get 2.9% financing for 72 months, along with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And as always, straightforward internet pricing with no special add-ons when you get here. Ram stock number TN191230 must finance with Stellantis for well-qualified buyers. It's the declaration of deals at Lander CDJR of Norman.
Landmark Fine Homes is a custom home builder in Oklahoma City. Our commitment is to build energy-efficient, custom-quality crafted homes around the metro OKC area. If you're looking to build your first home or last, Landmark Fine Homes is the builder for you. We have many floor plans to choose from, or bring us one that you already have. We have communities throughout the metro, or we will build on your lot. Call 405-347-5991 and let Landmark Fine Homes help turn your dreams into a reality.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
Two neighbors, same street, same hailstorm. Your neighbor got a new roof, but your claim was denied. How is that even possible?
Because not all insurance companies play fair. Some follow the rules, others follow secret internal strategies to deny your claim.
The insurance companies have internal storm plans, but they aren't plans to fully compensate you. Instead, it's just a secret strategy to reduce or deny your claim.
If your neighbor's roof got approved and yours didn't, it's time to fight back. Call McIntyre Law today at 405-777-7000.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Discover the path to sobriety, emotional well-being, and lasting positive change with the Virtue Center, a nonprofit serving Oklahoma since 1972. Specializing in addiction, gambling, and mental health-related services, we offer same-day walk-in screening appointments Monday through Friday and serve ages 12 and up, as well as individual clients or families. Give us a call at 405-321-0022 or visit thevirtuecenter.org to learn more.
Locked in here on the Ref, the Oklahoma Sooner fans. Parker, Thune, Grayson, Singleton. Winding down with you on a Tuesday. The Rush, of course, is coming up at 3 o'clock with Tyler and Ted. On the First Liberty Bank text line at 405-651-3439. Justin in Coweta says, hey, Parker, what really constitutes top-level facilities like Oregon and Nebraska? What do they have that OU doesn't? Just curious. So Nebraska in the last 5 years, just to use that as an example, they have built a completely new indoor and outdoor practice facility. They have built an expansive new weight room. They have all of the traditional hallmarks, strong nutrition, all that type of stuff. But a lot of the new age stuff that's making its way into college football programs, Grayson, stuff like cryotherapy, sleep pods are becoming a big thing. And so there's a lot of that, like, new age technological innovation type stuff and just like the physical bodily maintenance realm of things that many college football programs are starting to implement.
That's interesting because there's not a whole lot that you can do to beautify weights. Right?
Yeah, no.
like a squat rack's always going to be a squat rack. But no, when you talk about facilities, you're really thinking of recovery and body maintenance and stuff like that, like the next level type stuff that you need after participating willingly in 14 car wrecks over the course of a 3-4 month period. So, no, I mean, that helps because it extends your shelf life, gives you a better length of earning potential as well. So, I mean, that's why that kind of stuff matters.
Ryan in Jacksonville, great text. I can wear a pink shirt and drink a pina colada just fine. Masculinity is an aura anyway. I am wearing a pink shirt as we speak.
You are
Ryan
wearing
in
a pink
Jacksonville.
shirt.
So, hey, listen, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you.
I have pink shirts. I do not drink beer. I love me a margarita. I like me some liquor. Yeah.
And you know what? Both of us are quite secure in our masculinity.
Hell yeah.
405 listener from I would assume this is at least somebody, if they don't live in green country, they obviously keep an eye on what's happening in green country because there was a 405 listener that asked, Parker, are you familiar with the tight end out of Jinx that Notre Dame and Alabama are in to visit today. Yes, and we've actually talked about him on this show. Braxton Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Braxton Daniel is a kid that, man, any other year, there's probably room for him at Oklahoma. And he's probably Oklahoma bound, but Oklahoma just so happens to have hired Jason Witten 4 months back and landed the #1 tight end in America 2 months back. And their only real remaining target at the tight end position is Ben Kolar. Now, if for whatever reason Ben Kolar does not wind up a Sooner, and I do think Oklahoma has the edge in his recruitment, I strongly believe Braxton Daniel is going to be the next guy in line for an offer because he's a really good football player. And again, if he were a class of 2026 kid, if he were born a year earlier and that junior tape got put up in 2024 and he's looking to go play college football somewhere last year at this time instead of this year, make no mistake, that kid's getting an offer from Oklahoma, and he's probably Oklahoma bound. But the Sooners are in a position where they've got Seneca Driver committed. That's a rare type of specimen at tight end, and they really, really like Ben Kolar, what he can bring to the offense at Oklahoma, and how he complements Driver's game. So he's a great example of one of those guys from the state of Oklahoma that is OU good, but for one reason or another just isn't a match with Oklahoma.
And we haven't done the best job of actually saying that too, because you can talk about how Oklahoma lets OK Preps kids get out, but it's not necessarily that you let them get out. It's that timing matters, circumstances matter, and the fact that it just wasn't a connection at this point in time. You weren't born at the right time, like you just alluded to. So it's always a case by case basis type of thing. When somebody from the state doesn't end up in Oklahoma. Sure, sometimes they might have been let get out, but other times it's, numbers.
Dave from Norman wants to know, is Kolar better than this Jinx kid? And the way I would answer that question is it depends on what you value. Because Ben Kolar is one of the highest floor tight ends in the entire 27 cycle. His older brother is obviously an NFL veteran at the position. He comes from a really athletic family. It's very clear that, that football pedigree of his, it shows up on tape. He's a tough dude. He's an athletic dude. But he understands the nuances of how to play the position and all that is required of him at that position. If Oklahoma were to land Ben Kolar, they would have, again, maybe the highest floor dude in the class at tight end, and certainly the highest ceiling guy in Seneca Driver. I would say the ceiling for Braxton Daniel is higher just because he's bigger.
I would agree.
6'4" and 210, 215. So, long term, it's a really, really exciting value play when you think about what Braxton Daniel can become with proper development at the next level. But I think for Oklahoma, it makes more sense to have a ceiling guy and a floor guy that you bet on in tandem. And so I hope Alabama and or Notre Dame takes a shot on Braxton Daniel because he's got the Oklahoma State offer. He's got an SMU offer. He's got a few of those mid-tier P4 offers, mid to upper tier. But I think that's a guy that deserves an absolute top-tier opportunity. So I'd love it if Alabama threw an offer his way, for instance, because I think he could thrive at a place like that.
Well, how much are they going to go after him after they got the commitment from Titus Hawk? Notre Dame I'm talking about here.
Yeah, I don't know. You would think if that was a priority, then they would have offered already.
Right.
If they're just kind of doing their due diligence on contingency plans, perhaps, that's what that suggests to me. Now, Alabama is one of those schools that comes into the Sooner State from time to time and kind of tries to crash the party late. They've done so successfully.
Josh
in the
Jacobs.
past. And even more recently, Cole Adams, right?
Yeah.
Alabama, I don't think offered Cole Adams till February or March of that 2023 cycle, and he was committed to the Crimson Tide 3 months later. So General Booty's lieutenant wants to know, could you give us a reminder of drivers, measurables, /stats, /play style? So let me see if I can pull up his stats so I don't lie to you. But as far as the measurables, Seneca Driver is 6'7" and 240 pounds. built like a power forward.
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, I mean, that tells you all you need to know about the upside that exists if you're just talking about the physique, who he is as a player. Now, stats-wise, and I'm citing Max Preps here, which can be a sketchy bargain.
Mm-hmm.
But according to Max Preps, in the 2025 season, he this can't be right. 5 catches for 114 yards. Yeah, this is what you have to worry about, especially with some of the smaller, more rural schools.
Dude, I hate Max Preps, dog. And this has been my, I say this slightly tongue-in-cheek because it's not the end of the world. But when I'm preparing a broadcast, in Texas, high schools use Max Preps for everything. Mm-hmm. In Oklahoma, they don't. And I wish Oklahoma would use Max Preps more so I can prepare stats for my broadcast, and a little bit better. That being said, it's not that big of a deal to email the coaches for them.
Okay, here you go. Here are the stats on Seneca Driver. 44 receptions, 775 yards, and 8 touchdowns.
From the tight end position, that'll play.
That will play. By the way, defensively, 48 tackles, 5 interceptions, 2 of which he returned for touchdowns.
What did he play? Defensive end?
Like linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Off ball or stand up?
I believe it's like an off ball linebacker type. He might have taken some secondary snaps as well. I can't recall. I've literally only watched the defensive portion of his tape like once. So
6'7", 240 and taking snaps in the secondary?
Yeah, again, man, like when you're playing at that level and you're the most athletic dude on the field, it's pretty much like,
I guess.
Yeah, just go where you can make plays. And so, yeah. Joe in Tulsa asked, comment on Israel Hammonds, ranked higher than Case Alexander, top 15 backer in the nation. Joe in Tulsa, that goes hand in hand with my observation about Braxton Daniel. Izzy Hammonds, whom we have talked about on this show in the past, is an excellent example of a guy that is certifiably OU good, but more than likely will not end up in Oklahoma's class.
So let me ask you this. We know the ranking, and we also know that they don't really care much about the ranking system.
Uh-huh.
Now, I will say this. Why do they like Case Alexander more than Israel Hammonds?
So I think from what I have gleaned in talking with the folks who would know,
mm-hmm.
They think Case is a better mover than Izzy. And they also they know more about that kid. Not just him as a player, but him as a person.
Right.
Than they know about Izzy Hammonds, because they've been recruiting Case Alexander. The Oklahoma staff in various iterations has been recruiting Case Alexander for almost 2 years now. So I think Oklahoma was just so far down the road with Case Alexander that, you can't really bail now. Even if you did like Izzy Hammonds a little bit more than you like Case Alexander, there's already been so much invested into that recruitment, and they're more than willing to take his commitment, no questions asked, that it just doesn't really make sense to pursue Hammonds until or unless you know what the answer is from Case Alexander. And as we've discussed previously, I think we're going to get to the point where when the decision comes down from Alexander, there's probably not going to be much of a chance of making a serious run at Hammonds with the way that some of the other schools regionally have prioritized him.
Mm-hmm.
So, like cost of doing business, that's just what it comes down to. It's the cost of doing business. Hammonds is probably, if Oklahoma decides they have to have a third linebacker in the class, which I think they see as a luxury more than a necessity right now.
Yeah.
If they feel like they have to have a third linebacker in the class and they get the slightest inkling that Hammonds would look at flipping from whoever he's committed to at that point, that he would heavily consider it, then I think that's the kid you make a run at. And I think that's the kid they would make a run at. They know who he is. They're familiar with his game. It just hasn't made sense to offer him or anybody else the linebacker position ever since Cooper Witten committed.
Going back to the facilities discussion, LaDonna from Lubbock says, holistic sounds better than New Age. They're not using crystals and tarot cards.
War Sooner says, what I'm hearing is I need to start a high school football stats company.
Hey, shoot.
Holy smokes, the amount of money you could make with that.
Uh-huh. I would be your first subscriber.
War Sooner.
5-star Brian in Bixby says, I too am currently wearing a pink shirt.
Look at that. Hashtag real men wear pink.
I like pink, man.
I do too.
Certain shades of it. Like, I'm not going to go out wearing hot pink, but
I think pink is a genuinely appealing color.
I think so too.
Seth in Piedmont says. Thought we were about to get real political this segment. 580 Trey said, yeah, comment on the other Israel. I will not be doing so, folks.
Hey, yo.
Ball and only ball here on Locked In. But with that, we have run out of time. And so with that, we will prepare to turn it over to the Buckus Award winner, Teddy Lehman, and Tyler Machine Gun McComas. Coming up next here on The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. For Grayson Singleton, I am Parker Thune. Thanks, everybody, for making us a part of your Tuesday afternoon. And we will see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for another phenomenal installment of Locked In. Once again, folks, you are listening to The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Keep it right here.